What makes a beautiful photograph? For me, it's always been an emotional response from the viewer. From the moment I walk into the studio, the first thing I do is go to what I call the wall of love. These are my past projects, and these are the inspiration I use to help me with my current photo shoots. They remind me, each and every one, as to why it is that I took that particular photo and the emotional response I got when I looked at it. And that in itself helps me to decide on my future projects. I'm always thinking of ideas of how I would make it my shot. I look at the photographs I've taken and I study them. And I try to understand what was it about each photo that really moved me. When does an idea become reality?
No, do it as you're turning to take her somewhere, right? But don't pull her more on your side. Yeah, good. Yeah. Again, yes. Let's wait for her to put her head up.
For all intents and purposes, I'm actually very simple, right? I'm not a technical person. I don't consider myself a technical genius in any shape or form. I'm an emotional photographer. My work, even my art pieces, are all based on emotion. Now, what I find that has been happening throughout my journey is that I'm able to connect on a human level with the person I'm photographing. How that usually works is I'm able to sense that there's something special about this person. I guess we're all special in one way or another, but from a photographic eye, I'm not really sure what it is, but I'll just look at someone and just say, oh wow, that's somebody I want to photograph. But then more than that, because I'll already know the lights and the shadows of how I would photograph them, how the light would hit them, and that's great. That's the two-dimensional aspect of the photography angle. But then more than that, I want to know more about them. During the conversations that I'm having with them, they feel comfortable enough to trust me with emotional aspects that they may not usually tell others. And whether it's subtle or direct, I'm able to pick up on these things. And then I'm able to say, well, oh, wow, this is quite interesting that you should say that, because actually I feel like this sometimes, and this happened in my life, and so on and so forth. And in building that connection, I'm able to start forming an idea of, okay, if I was to shoot her, wow, I know she's gone through this tragedy. I know that she's gone through these trials, these tribulations. I know she's triumphed over here. So imagine we did a story that encompassed this and incorporated that, and then these little things, these little puzzles start coming in my head of how I would like to photograph her.
This is gorgeous. I even like this where it is now. This is perfect. I love this.
Aesthetically, the model will be a beautiful woman. And I've always told them this, that listen, genetically, you won the genetic lotto, right? So that's great. But I'm not interested in the model. I'm interested in the woman behind the model, right? Because it's the woman behind the model that has all the stories that we want to pull out. The model is great. That's the two-dimensional aspect that we see and you say, oh my God, she's beautiful, great. But how do we get past the beautiful, understand who she is as a human being? Because once we understand and we incorporate that in her outer beauty, then we get something that is raw and vulnerable.
There, just like that, waiting for the horse to move a bit.
I don't like the labels, right? I'm photographing a woman and I'm trying to photograph her, irrespective of whether we put her in a costume, we put her in a Batman outfit, we put her in a beautiful dress, it's irrelevant. How can we bring out who she is?
Hold it there, and I want to see your face.
Who is she? What is she about? What is it about her that the world has to see, that we want the world to see? What do I want the viewer to see when I showcase this piece? Because they're all beautiful. So if I show them and say, oh, that's a beautiful woman, as far as an artist, I failed. But if I show them a photograph of a beautiful woman, they say, wow, she looks so sad. We've managed to extract a piece of that has gone into this art piece. The final images, the results of an entire day filled with trials and tribulations, all culminating into these 3 images. As an artist, I'll never really know whether at the end of the day my work is going to be accepted by the public. Is it enough?